There's a mailbox in Arizona with an envelope sitting in it right now. Inside is a plastic card. And behind that card, already deposited, already hers, is this month's Social Security payment. She can't touch a dollar of it. Not because it was taken. Not because she did anything wrong. Because right now, 3.4 million people are being quietly switched to a different bank. And nobody is checking whether any of them actually got the memo. The money arrives exactly on time, exactly as promised. And for a growing number of seniors, it might as well not exist. Locked behind a card they haven't opened, a card they don't know they need to activate, a card that looks for all the world like junk mail. If you or someone you love gets Social Security or SSI on a prepaid card, instead of straight into a bank account, stay with me. Because what happens in the next few weeks decides whether that money is actually yours or just technically yours. If your check or your SSI comes on a direct express card, not straight into a checking account, this is you. This is happening to you right now, whether a letter has shown up yet or not. The federal government just fired the bank that's run this card program for years. Comerica is out. Fifth Third Bank is in OY. The new financial agent handpicked by the Treasury Department, and the switch is already moving. New enrollments started back in May. And starting this summer, every existing card holder gets pulled into the same transition, rolling out over the following months. Nobody's benefit amount is changing. Nobody's payment date is changing. That part, at least, is true. And it's the one thing they got right. But the card in your hand, the physical object your money lives behind, that's about to become a completely different piece of plastic from a bank you've probably never heard of. And the only thing standing between you and that money is whether you open an envelope and do something about it. Quick and honest, I'm not your CPA or your attorney. This is information, not personal advice. So treat the specifics as a starting point and take the details to someone licensed. If you're the one in your house who handles this card, or if you know someone who is, type it below, I handle it, or my mom does. Because what happens next is exactly where people get separated from their own money. You'd assume somebody checks. A change this size touching 3.4 million people who depend on this money to eat and keep the lights on. Surely someone at the Social Security Administration confirms each person actually got the new card, actually understands what to do with it. Nobody does. The notices go out as a mass mailing, spread across months to whatever address is on file. Correct or not, there's no phone call, no follow-up if the envelope comes back undeliverable, no requirement anywhere in this process that a single human being verify a beneficiary opened that letter and understood it. It's built the same way tax forms are built, sent once and it's on you if it gets lost. For most people, that's an inconvenience. Open the mail a little late, no harm done. But for millions of direct express holders, people who are older, who may be dealing with memory issues, who don't have a bank account to fall back on if this card doesn't work, that gap in the system isn't paperwork. It's the exact spot where their access to their own money quietly breaks. And an outdated address doesn't just delay a letter, it delays the card, which delays something much bigger than mail. So walk through what actually happens step by step because the order matters more than anything else in this video. Right now, your payment still lands on your Comerica card. Nothing changes yet. Keep using it exactly like normal. Do not throw it away. Do not call anyone. Do not rush to switch early. The old card stays valid until it either expires on its own or your new fifth third card physically arrives. That part's simple. Here's where it stops being simple. When the new card shows up, it does not work the moment it hits your mailbox. It sits there, plastic, inert, useless, until you activate it. Through the app, through the website, or by calling the number printed on the card itself. Until that happens, the account behind it is frozen to you. Not to the government, not to anyone else. Just to you. And the payment doesn't wait for you to catch up. It posts on schedule every month exactly like always, landing on an account you legally own and cannot currently reach. For someone with a second bank account, A missed activation is a mild annoyance fixed on a slow Tuesday afternoon. For the millions of people who use Direct Express because they don't have a second account, because this card is the only account, an unactivated card doesn't feel like a technicality. It feels exactly like not getting paid. Rent's still due. The pharmacy still wants payment. The number sitting on the statement doesn't spend itself. And it isn't just rent and the pharmacy. Call the card company's customer service line during a transition like this, and you're not the only one calling. You're one of millions, all discovering the same problem in the same few weeks, all sitting in the same hold queue. What would normally be a 15-minute fix turns into a multi-day wait because the system wasn't built to handle a spike like that gracefully. The delay doesn't just come from the mail. It compounds at every single point where a person has to reach a human being to fix it. Think about what that actually looks like for someone living alone on a fixed income. The refrigerator runs low. The prescription runs out. And the response isn't call the bank. It's wait on hold for 40 minutes, get transferred twice, and hope the next call goes better. While the balance that would solve all of it sits one activation away, completely untouched. And it compounds. If the card gets sent to an outdated address, it doesn't just arrive late sulk, it bounces, comes back undeliverable, which means requesting a replacement, which means another mailing cycle, which means another few weeks stacked on top of the first delay, while the balance keeps growing untouched. Nobody stole a cent of it. It's simply out of reach for longer and longer because one address field on a government file never got updated. This is what makes it different from every other trap on this channel. There's no clever loophole to exploit, no fine print to catch you. Someone can do everything right their whole life. Pay in, follow the rules, never miss a payment, and still end up locked out of their own retirement money because a piece of plastic sat in a mailbox for 3 weeks. If that's the account you or your parent depends on entirely, comment only account below, because the next part is exactly how people end up in this trap without ever seeing it coming. The same government research that flagged this transition also flagged who else is watching it: the people who send fake texts for a living. Every time there's a real confusing, you need to do something with your Social Security card event, the same pattern shows up within weeks. A text message style to look official, telling you your Direct Express card has an issue and you need to verify your information by tapping a link. Sometimes it's framed as fraud protection, sometimes as the bank switch itself. Click here to confirm your new Fifth Third card. The Social Security Administration's own Inspector General has flagged this exact scam before, tied to this exact program more than once. And it works because the setup is perfect. You already know something real is changing. You already expect a card, a notice, a need to do something. So when a message shows up claiming to be about the switch, it doesn't sound suspicious. It sounds like the thing you were told to expect. Remember one sentence? Because it's the only test you need. Direct Express will never ask you for your card number, your PIN, your password, or your security code by text or by email. Not to verify you, not to protect you, not for any reason. If a message asks for any of those 4 things, it isn't Direct Express, it's someone trying to get in front of the real transition before you do. Share this with the person in your life who's most likely to tap first and ask questions later, because the honest version of this story is bad enough without a scammer riding in on top of it. So here's how you make sure you're never the person standing in that mailbox scenario. Step 1, today, not this weekend. Confirm your address is current with the Social Security Administration, not what's on file with your bank, not what's on your driver's license, like what's actually on file with SSA, because that's the address this transition mails to. You can check and update it through your online My Social Security account or by calling SSA directly. This single step prevents almost every version of the problem we just walked through. Step 2, keep using your current Comerica card exactly like normal. Don't preemptively call anyone asking to switch early. There's no early option. and calling in just adds you to a queue meant for people with actual problems. Step 3, when the new Fifth Third card physically arrives, and for most people that's sometime this summer or later this year, activate it the same day if you can. Don't set it on the counter to deal with later. Use the number printed on the card itself or the official app or the official website. Never a link texted to you. Never a number someone else gives you over the phone. One more thing worth doing while you're checking your address, bookmark the real Direct Express site, US Direct Express, Comerica, and the real app. The one actually published by the program, not a lookalike with a similar name and a slightly different logo. Scammers have cloned login pages before for programs exactly like this one. If you ever search for the app or the site instead of tapping a link someone sent you, you dramatically cut the odds of landing somewhere fake. It costs you 30 extra seconds. It saves you from typing your card number into a stranger's server. And if you're ever unsure whether something claiming to be from Direct Express is real, don't reply to it and don't click through it. Call the number on the back of your current card, the physical plastic you already have, and ask them directly. That number is one of the only things in this entire process nobody can fake. Step 4, if a text or email shows up asking you to verify, confirm, or resubmit any card information, delete it. Real Direct Express communication never asks for your card number, PIN or password electronically, full stop. And if you handle this for a parent or a spouse who might miss a step, do these 4 things for them now, before the letter even shows up. That's the whole difference between someone who feels this transition and someone who never notices it happened at all. If you're doing exactly one thing after this video ends, do it in this order, because the order is what actually protects you. Open your phone right now, not later tonight. Go to SSA.gov or call the national number and pull up your address on file. Say it out loud if you need to. Compare it to where you actually live. If even the apartment number is wrong, fix it before you close this tab. That single correction is worth more than everything else in this video combined, because it's the one thing that guarantees the letter and eventually the card actually finds you. Next, write the real activation number somewhere that isn't your phone, a sticky note on the fridge, a line in a paper calendar, wherever you'll actually look. The number on the back of the card itself, once it arrives. Not a number from a text. Not a number a stranger reads you over the phone. The one printed on the plastic. Then set one reminder 30 days out that says, check the mail for the new card. Not because you'll forget it exists, because 30 days from now, this video will be a memory. And memories are exactly what this kind of transition counts on you losing. And if this is your parents' card, not yours, call them today. Not to alarm them, to ask one plain question: is your address still right with Social Security? That 5-minute call is the difference between them handling this transition without incident and you finding out 3 months from now why the rent didn't get paid. Go back to that mailbox in Arizona for a second. The envelope's still sitting there, except now picture it differently, because the only thing that changed between the 2 versions of this story isn't the letter. It's whether the person opening it knew what they were holding. In one version, that card sits for 3 weeks, unopened, unactivated, and the money behind it, real, deposited, legally hers, stays exactly as reachable as if it had never been sent at all. The bills don't pause to wait for her. In the other version, she opens it the same afternoon it arrives, taps a few numbers into an app, and never even notices the transition happened, because by the time it would have mattered, it's already handled. 3.4 million people are living through one of those 2 versions right now. The difference between them isn't luck, and it isn't income, and it isn't how careful a person has always been with money. It's one address field, one phone call, one 5-minute conversation with a parent who might not think to have it on their own. That plastic card isn't the threat here. It never was. The threat is a system that assumes everyone catches the mail, reads the fine print, and moves fast enough and quietly leaves behind everyone who doesn't. You just made sure you're not one of them, and in a few minutes, you can make sure the person you're thinking of right now isn't either. If someone in your life still gets their Social Security or SSI on a direct express card, send them this video before their letter shows up, not after. Not once it's already sitting unopened somewhere. And if you found this useful, subscribe, because the moment that new card actually lands in someone's hand, they're going to need the activation walkthrough, step by step, no guessing, no scrolling through fine print at 11 at night trying to figure it out alone.